everybody. Welcome to Wednesday night Stamping with me, Stacey Marsh. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. If you're watching back on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button and you'll receive notifications of any future tutorials I put on. Hi to everyone who's joining. I hope you're all having a lovely week. It's going quite quickly, isn't it? Can't believe it's Thursday tomorrow. Tonight I'm going to make two cards for you. I've used some pieces from the main catalogue and some pieces from the mini catalogue just to kind of mix and match, and a few new techniques as well, or different techniques that you may have seen before or may not have tried. So looking forward to doing a bit of crafting. Looking at everyone who's joining. Hi to Leslie, you're on time. Well done, my darling. Mum, hi. Sue, hi. Anne, hi. Janine, hi. Lots of you tonight. Christine, Louise, Hilary, Let and Simone. Wow, busy live this evening. Thanks so much, everybody. So I'm going to switch my camera around so we can see my desk and get started. For those of you that have got catalogues to hand, I've used pieces from the Dandy Garden suite and the Arrange a Wreath bundle from the main catalogue. So if you've got your catalogue to hand, have a look. I will show you in a second when we get started. So bear with me, guys, and we'll make a start. Hope you're sitting comfortably. Okay, let's get started. Just checking that my camera is charging, and it is. I'm going to find the live on my iPad. Okay, so the Dandy Garden products that I'm going to use tonight are, you will find them on page, let's have a look. Could have been clever and used the index, but I haven't done that. On page 25 in the mini catalogue, I'm going to use these pieces here, which actually, they don't show very well at all, do they? Basically, they are laser cut pieces. So you get two sheets, some of which I've used already, some I haven't. So the two sheets that I am using, sorry, the two sheets that you get, you have some really nice intricate background pieces. I've used two already. And then here you've got some more detailed laser cut pieces. Okay, so quite intricate pieces. They're very subtle, and they're white in colour, which means they are great for blending or using with your blending brushes. So you can probably see where this is going. I'll show you a couple of designs I've made already. I'm not going to demonstrate these tonight, but just to give you an idea of the pieces, how they look. So this background piece, all I've done is I've layered it on to a piece of Seaside Spray and then added some sentiments and some fussy cut flowers. This one here, you haven't seen this card yet, this will be going on my blog next week. And here I've just added a little bit of ink to that background piece using one of the blending brushes. Okay, so they are the Dandy Garden laser cut papers, or they're actually the Dandy laser cut papers, as I discovered earlier when I was writing my blog post. So these are the two cards that we're going to put together today, or this evening. So a little bit of layering, a little bit of blending, and for some reason I gravitate at the moment towards Pool Party. And as much as I love it, it is my ink pad that is in much need of re-inking. I don't have a re-inker, as I discovered the other day, so I don't know why I've used it, but we're going to pray that it works this evening. So here we've got some of the Arrange a Wreath dies, and they look like this, and I've just layered them together. And we've got some more of those fussy cut flowers from the Berry Blessings papers, and then I've got a little bit of ribbon and a bit of heat embossing there to finish. And then the last one that we have, or the second card I have, we've got this piece here is from the Dandy Garden Dandy laser papers, and I've just layered on a bit of a sentiment and some more of those flowers, and we're actually going to emboss and blend on that background piece. So I'm going to start with that one, I think, because there's quite a lot going on. So let's just pop that there. I hope I've got everything to hand, but I'm sure none of you will be surprised if I haven't. So let's get started. I have 3 pieces of card. I have a piece of Pool Party card that I've used for my card base, and then I have a simple layer of Whisper White, one for outside and one for inside. And to start with, we're just going to need this piece for the outside. And on here, in these laser papers, you get duplicates of some of them, and this is one of them that we have a duplicate of. So you can either use this circle, or I've actually used a different piece there, but I think I'm going to use that circle for this one. Okay, and you'll see on this there is a white side, and then on the back side you can see a bit of colouring coming through on that paper. So it's entirely up to you which side you go for. If you're going to keep it white, I would go for the side that is purely white. If you're going to colour it, it doesn't really matter, but I'm going to go with that white side. So we're going to use our blending brush. These come in a pack of 3 in the new mini catalogue, and I'm going to attempt to use my Pool Party ink pad. Okay, it is much loved. It is 7.5 years old, and as I've discovered, it's never been re-inked. So all I'm doing is I'm adding some ink to my brush, and because this is quite well used, this ink pad, I'm taking the blending brush straight to the cardstock. Okay. Just going around the edge. And I find the easiest way to work with these brushes is to go in little circles, and then if you're going down the edge, just to take it forwards and backwards. And these are great for building up the colour as well. So if you want a subtle colour, you can do it quite lightly. If you want a darker colour, just keep going over it until you've got the desired effect. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that. While we're here, I'm going to use my blending brush to add ink to this. Now these, because they are laser cut, they are very delicate, so just be really careful. So for example, I'm just moving my brush in one direction over that. I'm not going backwards and forwards because I think it would tear, so I'm just taking it forwards all the time. And look at the lovely mask effect you've got on your grid paper. And again, you can use as much or as little ink as you like. And I think I'm going to stop there. Okay, so that just gives you a little bit of an idea of the effect we're looking for. Now, you'll see on my card that it's not only has the ink blending around the edge, it's also embossed. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run that through my embossing folder. And the embossing folder I have is here, and it's the Tasteful Texture embossing folder. It comes from the In Good Taste suite in the main catalogue. So I'm just going to pop that in there. I have my trusty Stampin cut and emboss machine next to me. I'm just going to run that through. I'm using the big Stampin cut and emboss, not the mini, for this one. So that just gives us, there we have it, you can just about see that, I think. You just get a little bit more detail on your card. So then now we can pop that on like so. And I'm just going to use Tombow to get that added. And I think that little bit of blending just lifts that, like so. Now to stick this down, I am going to use Tombow again, and I find the best way to stick this down is just with little delicate dots around. And I've not added any to these pieces that overhang because I want it to be free. And we're just going to pop that on, okay, like so. Okay, so that is now stuck down. Now we can either use the piece that's come out of there, or we can die cut a circle. Now I've used a die cut circle for that, and I really like that look, so that's what I'm going to do. So let's just cut one of those out. I'm using one of the circles from the Layering Circles dies. I think someone needs to set me a challenge to not use these circle dies. I seem to use them so much. They are really, really handy. So we've got our little circle, and that's just a little bit smaller than that inside circle there. Put the die out of the way. So here I've got You Got This sentiment, and that is from the Ridiculously Awesome stamp set. And you'll notice that not only is it fussy cut, but it's also got a bit of an ombre effect. So to do that, I'll show you. We're always going to stamp in our lighter colour. So ink up our Paul Parker ink pad. And then using a darker colour, we have Misty Moonlight. I've got a sponge dauber, so just add a little bit of ink to that, take off the excess on your grid paper, and then lightly go round the edge with that sponge dauber. Okay, and then that will give you a bit of an ombre effect. Okay, and then we're ready to stamp that. Using sponge daubers is a great way to add ink to your stamps. There we have it. So you've got a real ombre effect with that image. Let me know what you think, and then let's fussy cut around this. The reason I'm fussy cutting it is because it's ever so slightly bigger than our circle. So if I'd have used this circle, I think we would have been fine, but because we've used the smaller one, we just need to fussy cut it out. So let's just go around that. This sort of stamping looks really nice with flowers. Hi Laura, thanks for joining, my darling. I hope you've had a good day. I hope you've got wine in hand after a day of homeschool. Let's just cut this out, and it's up to you how close you stay to that line. So Janine, you can use Stampin' Blends on your stamps as long as you clean them straight away, because they're alcohol based, they will stain. So as long as once you've stamped you clean it off, they do work. The other thing you could use if you have them are Stampin' Right markers, which are more of a felt tip kind of pen. They're water based, so they won't harm your stamps. So yeah, give that a go. Laura, you've got a cherry coke. Had Bailey's coffee at 2 o'clock. Oh wow, that was early. Bailey's coffee sounds good though. Might have to think about that when I go indoors. Okay, just nearly there. And there we have it, all done. Okay, So then now we can pop these pieces on. So my little white circle inside I'm going to add with a little foam pad, just to raise that slightly. And then we've got "You Got This," which is going to go down like so. And I do like the way that S kind of curls off the bottom. Okay, so that's coming together. I'm just going to get a few pieces that I need. Told you I would forget something. So I have here some rhinestone basic jewels, and I have here a little pot of pieces that I have fussy cut from a whole sheet. So these are little flowers from the Berry Blessings patterned paper that is free at the moment, the qualifying order. So I spent 2 evenings cutting this out whilst watching Bridgerton. It's a very pleasant evening. And then with the rhinestone gems you get 2 sizes. You get the real small ones and then you get the bigger ones. So with these flowers the bigger ones look best. So let's just pop those on. You don't need to add these at all, but I do like the look you get with them. And then we'll just pop that one down there. Okay, so that's our card front. We've got another piece for inside, so we'll just quickly add our ink to that. Just go round. Like so. All done. I'm going to leave it quite light inside and then just add that piece to the inside of your card. There we have it. So you've got our finished card design number 1 for tonight. So we've got some lovely embossing and ink blending on that background piece. We've used some of the Dandy laser papers here for our wreath part that I've added some more ink to. We've got a lovely bit of ombre stamping, and then we've got some flowers and gems to finish. I do love the way they pick up the light. So let me know what you think of those while I have a little mouthful of my coffee, my tea even. That is now cold. So let's have a little tidy and then we can move on to our next card. Anne's put that she likes the soft colours and Laura quite likes it too. Thank you, ladies. So this card here, again, we've got some real soft colours tonight. I'm really gravitating towards the soft colours at the moment. I think because we've had harsh reds and greens and bright colours at Christmas time. So little set of cards here. So I've got our card base Whisper White, and then I've got a layer of Pool Party and Whisper White for our front, and then the same for the middle. Okay, so there's quite a lot going on this card, quite a lot of detail, and we're going to start just with that piece of white for the front, which we're going to emboss. So I'm using the same embossing folder, which comes from the In Good Taste suite. I'm just going to pop that in there like so, and then run that through our cut and emboss machine. Apologies for the shaky table. So that now looks like that. Lovely bit of texture. It's quite a subtle texture, which works really well for these cards. And then we want to cut out 2 wreaths. So this is the Arranger wreath set, and you get lots of dies, but these are the main two. So you've got one which is what I would call a traditional leaf, and then one you have a bit of a blossom kind of look. So we're just going to cut those out, and I'm cutting them out of white cardstock. Here we go, nearly there. And that's all our die cutting done now. So this just pushes out like so. And the other one does exactly the same. So those are the two inner pieces we get, which we can just pop to one side. And then there are a few little stubborn bits which we just need to pop out. And these are super delicate as well. Okay, like so. So then this piece here, it doesn't matter which way you layer these together, but I do like to put the blossom one underneath. So that we're going to add a little bit of colour to. Same colour again, so Pool Party background and Pool Party ink to colour with. My little blending brush, and again you need to be really delicate with this. Oops, see, because that happens. It's up to you how much ink you have, you add. Just try not to rip it. You could by all means ink up your piece of paper first, piece of card first, and then die cut. But I've done it this way. Nearly there. Done. That back to one side, and now you have a really subtle effect. So this is the same colour as our cardstock. The joy of using the blending brushes is that you get a tone on tone effect. You could have cut that from the Pool Party cardstock, it would look lovely, but I wanted more of a subtle colour. So let's just layer this all together. Oops. Evening ladies that are just joining. Let's pop this on here. Just like so. And now I'm just going to take those pieces out that we need for our inside. So to pop this on, again, I'm going to use really little dots of my wet glue, and I'm tending to put it in the middle so that those outer pieces kind of run free, float free. So pop that down, and then the easiest way to put that down, rather than putting your hand on and run the risk of moving it, tend to just use the back of an ink pad to then push down, and then it usually sticks, but it's stuck to the ink pad. Try again, I might need to have a bit more glue on there. No, that's fine. Yes, it's stuck. So then what happens is these pieces here just kind of lift up, and you get a bit more kind of texture and detail to your card. And then again with this one, we're gonna add a little bit of glue on a few leaves, and then pop that down over the top. Now if you see the inner circle of this die, they layer together with that inner circle. So all you're going to do is place the inner circle of that top one over the inner circle of the bottom one. Okay. So then you can see they're layered together really, really well. And then when you're happy that's stuck down, just kind of lift some of those leaves up. So you get that nice detail. Okay. And then we're going to bring back in our flowers that I've cut out. I'm just going to see if I've got enough of the blue ones. Yes, I have a few. So we've got one there. You've got darker blue ones as well. I was very patient with my cutting. Two, three, lovely. Okay, so then these are just going to be popped down like so. Hillary's put loving this wreath idea. Thank you, Hillary. It is a lovely set. I've used it quite a lot. I've got two there, and I'm actually going to move this one down a little bit because where I've stuck the other pieces over the top, you kind of lose it a little bit. So let's pop him there. Okay. And then using some linen thread, we're going to tie a bow, and I'm going to tie quite big loops. Best way to stick this down is with a little glue dot. So just pop that on like so. And then pop it off with your scissors. Okay, so that is going to go down there. So I do love the way the tails are quite curly on that thread. And then we're going to stamp a little sentiment. So the sentiment I'm using is Happy Heart Day. I don't want that heart, so I'm going to show you how we get rid of that. So I need a piece of black card. Video paused. I don't even know how far. Sorry about that, guys. So I'm just doing a little bit of heat embossing. The sentiment I have is Happy Heart Day, but I don't want that heart. So I'm just going to show you how to get rid of that. It's quite simple, really. So let's just add our embossing powder to it. So that's our embossing powder added, and we just need to heat it now with our heat tool. Mustn't burn my fingers. Just like that, and then all we're going to do is we're going to cut that down into two little word tiles. So we have one, and then we'll cut down day as well. So it wasn't really very technical as such, it's just a case of cutting the sentiment up. Happy Day. And then these, where are my glue dots? Here they are. We're going to pop these on with glue dots as well. Can't pick them up now. And then two. So Happy is going to go first, and I'm popping them on over the middle of that bow. That's why I wanted to have quite big loops. And that looks better actually. So on this one, my flowers are all bunched together and you've lost that bottom flower, whereas on this one I've left that free. And then it's just a case of doing some layering in our middle, and then I think I'm going to add some rhinestones to those flowers on the front as well, because why not? Get out of the way before I put this in the stamp. So that is the finished outside, apart from a couple of little gems. Let's go for little ones this time. 2, 3, there we have it. So that is our second card of the evening. We've used the Arrange a Wreath dies for our wreaths pieces that we've got here. I've got a little bit of embossing on the back. We've got some more of those pretty little flowers that I fussy cut for some paper. We've got a little bit of a ribbon and a heat embossed sentiment to bring it all together. So I'll bring back in the first card. So 2 wreath designs, very, very different, but very similar in colour. So I hope you enjoyed that this evening. Sorry about that little glitch just a minute ago. I'm not quite sure what happened. It's probably our internet dropping. I'll get those uploaded to YouTube, and they are available to watch on the replay here, so if you have missed some of it you can always go back and have a little look. All of these products are available in my online store at the moment. Remember, at the moment during celebration you can choose free items when you spend in multiples of £45. One of the free items be the paper and the stamp set that goes with these flowers. So that's it from me tonight, guys. I'll be back here tomorrow at 10 AM. If you have any questions about the products or techniques I've used, let me know. If not, I hope to see you very, very soon. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.